Qualifying comes to a close. It's time to go racing. Up front will be Jim Cook and William Mann Sr., Charles Whitehead and Derek Wynn on the second row, Garth Snyder and Harley Barlett on the third row, Christian Wilcox, Brock Whitehead have the fourth row, Trey Whitehead, William Mann Jr. rounding out the top 10, Robert Wynn Sr. and Josh Cadill 11th and 12th. That is your starting lineup. As everybody gets out on the track waiting on Robert Wynn Sr. and Josh Cadill, then they'll do one pace lap. The pace car will drop off out of turn number 4. And there they go, 25 laps around this big track. As mentioned, they should not need a fuel stop for this one. If we get a caution, I'm sure we'll see some guys come in for different tire strategies. Some will stay out for track position, and could see several different things come into play before this is all said and done. Now, here's the question for everybody watching. Drop in the comments how many laps before we get the big one. I would love to hear you guys' prediction on how soon we get the big wreck. Jim Cook leading him down the back straightaway. I wanted to check the track temperature. It has gone up even more. It was 112 degrees during practice. Track temperature now 118 degrees. That could very well come into play. Hotter track temps always make things a little bit more interesting. Cars don't have nearly as much grip. Might explain why we saw so much movement out of all the drivers during the practice session. Cars are never really planted here, but with that higher track temperature, it'll be even less so. Coming out of turn 4, pace car drops in. Pace car is in, waiting on the flagman. Remember the start-finish line at Talladega, way down closer to turn 4. Here they come out of the tri-oval. Green flag is in the air there, down and away at Talladega. Down off into turn number 1 they go. Jim Cook pulling out to a narrow lead early on. Charles Whitehead right behind him on the bottom. Out of turn 2. Remember, it will take a lap to a lap and a half. Oh, we've already got the big one on the back straightaway. 4 cars involved. No caution as they all go down onto the infield. Now caution is out. Trying to see how this all started, because it looked like William Mann was moving up to the high side. He came back down across the back bumper of Charles Whitehead. Looked like they just tapped enough that several cars get sent across the track down into the infield, including William Mann Sr., Christian Wilcox, Derek Wynn, Garth Snyder involved. Looking to see if the 24 of Josh Cadill has any damage. Well, the question has been answered. How many laps until we get the big one? It was down the back straightaway. They were not even up to full speed yet due to the restrictor plates and the setup of these cars. It takes them about a lap and a half to get these cars up to full speed. Once they're there, though, they are flying. They continue to build momentum up to a certain point just due to that big draft pack. But coming up to speed, if you know how to move through the draft quickly and effectively, you can make your way to the front very quickly. A lot of cars hitting pit road for repairs. And it looks like Trey Whitehead ducks down, Robert Wynn ducks down, Charles Whitehead, Garth Snyder. Trey Whitehead doesn't look like he has any damage, so he might be going in for fuel or tires. Not seeing either side of the car go up. Looks like he just went down. Apparently he did have some damage. Jim Cook maintains the lead. Harley Barletta up to second. Brock Whitehead currently in third. William Mann Jr. in fourth. Josh Cadill in fifth. Josh got very lucky. He managed to avoid all that chaos happening around him. William Mann Sr. in sixth. Christian Wilcox seventh. Charles Whitehead currently in eighth. They are drag racing off of pit road. I think Garth Snyder might get an EOL on that. He went too high and up on the track. Derek Wynn following him out in 10th. Jim Cook so far has led every lap of the race. Harley Barletta has worked his way up into second after starting in sixth, but the biggest mover has been, I stand corrected. Josh Cadill is the biggest mover. He started in 12th up to 5th. Then William Mann Jr., who started in 10th, is up to 4th. Brock Whitehead, who started in 8th, is up to 3rd. Just by virtue of avoiding the incident, and Harley Barletta started in 6th up to 2nd. This time by the lights will go out on the pace car. They will get 1 to green. Stack back up side by side for the restart. Lights are out. Everybody starts to line back up side by side. This time, Jim Cook will control the restart. He will not have to wait for the green flag. He'll just have to wait till he is inside the restart zone. Down the back straightaway, pace car getting ready to pull off out of turn 4. And remember, next Sunday is the final race of the season from Auto Club in California. Pace car is in. Jim Cook will control the restart once he is in the restart zone. Down the front straightaway, Jim Cook gets a jump on the field. They are down and away. Green flag now in the air. 21 laps to go at the line. Could Jim Cook have made a big mistake here, jumping that far ahead that quickly? It looks like he might have, as here they come down the back straightaway. Jim Cook gets passed by a couple of cars here. He is dropping back. Too big of a lead too early. And now it is Harley Barletta to the lead. William Mann Jr. up on the high side. And it looks like the 51 of Charles Whitehead was thinking about making it 3 wide there. Oh! William Mann Jr. just got turned into the wall. He is still going up high out of the way. Heavy damage to that car. He might be done. Brock Whitehead gets a run on Harley Barletta. Nobody goes with him. Jim Cook now back in the fight. Down the back straightaway, Brock Whitehead has the momentum up on the high side, and Charles Whitehead is coming along to give him a hand. Harley Barletta on the bottom as Jim Cook and Josh Cadill right behind him. And the 11 of Derek Wynn is in the pack as well. Garth Snyder said he was going to make it 2 for 2. He is looking up the middle now. And they're 3 wide down the front straightaway. Might be a little bit early for this move, but they don't care. They are sending it. Charles Whitehead a little, we talked about the track temperature, the car's just not planted. Down the back straightaway, Charles Whitehead takes to the lead and drops down to the bottom. And now it is Garth Snyder going for the lead on the high side. The 22 of Brock Whitehead looked like he got into William Mann Sr. there briefly. William Mann managing to hold on to it. William Mann Jr. has been to pit road. He is repaired. And here comes Brock Whitehead. He has given Garth a big push down the front straightaway. Looked like Harley Barletta might have gotten Charles Whitehead out of shape. Big wreck at the front. All 3 of them, all 4 of them are off the track. Some of them are coming back up on track. Charles Whitehead just yeeted up onto the track in turn 1. No caution. There it is. Let's take it back on Charles Whitehead just a little bit. That was a gutsy save. Charles comes up, gets into Brock, then gets into Garth, comes back down, collects Harley. Stays full throttle and just comes up, collects Derek Wynn up into the wall. That car had significant damage. Not sure if he has used his fast repair. Jim Cook, however, managed to regain the lead right before the caution. Let's see that pass for the lead. And you see, Jim Cook is one of the best at avoiding wrecks. And the incident happening right behind him as he comes back into the lead. Jim Cook is one of those guys you always watch for on these kind of tracks, on these plate races, super speedway races, anything that involves a lot of heavy drafting. He is definitely a driver to watch. It looks like Charles Whitehead was having some problems getting back to pit road. Heavily damaged car. A lot of damage to that car. He does eventually make it back to pit road, though. And William Mann Sr. back up into second now, has managed to avoid a lot of... Everybody behind is on pit road. Josh Cadill, Trey Whitehead, Harley Barletta, Robert Wynn, Garth Snyder all hit pit road. Christian Wilcox is staying out. Jim Cook, William Mann, Christian Wilcox all stay out. It looks like Brock Whitehead stays out as well. William Mann Jr. now back out on track and back on the lead lap. Let's see if we can get a word with Junior. Hey, William, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, how's it going?
Well, probably a little bit better than you. It looked like that last restart, a couple laps in, you kind of got yeeted into the outside wall.
Yeah, Charles, we were playing touch butt, and he was too aggressive with touch butt, and he touched my button to the wall. And I think now he said he had to get like 10 minutes of repair, so I feel safe already.
Well, you managed to recover. You went to pit road, got repairs while under green, still managed to come out and maintain the lead lap. So are you going to be able to get up here and do anything with these guys?
Yeah, as long as we can all settle down and make some laps, I feel like this would be pretty fun. Running some laps with Brock earlier in the practice session, we had some pretty good speed. So I feel like let's do something crazy, but in a fun way.
It looked like you and Brock really had the draft figured out, working together pretty well. So once you two get hooked up, should we see you come to the front?
I like to think so. Like I said, as long as people don't throw no silly blocks or do something crazy, we can make a run for a win. Have some freaking fun there.
All right, man. Good luck, buddy.
I appreciate you.
William Mann Jr., always a funny interview. And his dad, who started on the front row, now back on the front row. Hey, William Sr., this is Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. You started on the front row, you're back on the front row, and you have managed to keep that car, for the most part, out of trouble tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting racing here going on. If we could get these guys to hold their lines, we'd be real good shape.
Now, I know your son is finally back up with the group, but are you going to try and keep him behind you, or are you going to let him go by and follow him around for a bit?
Well, I just don't want to get wrecked here. I want a good finish. So I'm hoping he won't touch me.
I would hope so, too. Well, good luck, man. You have had a great run so far and stayed out of trouble. Hopefully you can, and hopefully we see you get your first win tonight.
All right. Thank you, Doug.
All right, William Mann Sr., that guy is awesome. Hopefully he can pull off his first win here tonight. That would be really cool. Everybody stacked back up side by side, waiting for the restart. Pace car will drop off out of turn 4. I don't think we'll see Jim Cook get the big restart we saw last time, but you never know. It definitely had an impact. If you get too far out, you have no drafting help, and everybody behind you with that big run in the draft will come flying back by you, as Jim Cook saw it last time. So hopefully he'll restart a little bit later, can maintain that lead, and we'll see what happens from here. They'll have about 15 laps to go. Pace car getting ready to drop off. Pace car is back on pit road. Jim Cook controls the restart. He gets rolling a little bit early. Here they go. Doesn't jump out as much this time. Does manage to maintain the lead and a little bit of drafting help from behind. He's got Christian Wilcox. Now Christian jumps to the high side. He is going to try and take the lead early. And a lot of bumping and banging as William Mann Sr. drops down. They're going to try and make it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Harley Barletta to the lead, makes a power move straight up the middle. Here comes William Mann Sr. on the bottom with Trey Whitehead right behind him in the draft. Through 3 and 4, they are nose to tail. You see these guys building up a run. Jim Cook has got some help. He dropped out of the high line. And now here comes William Mann Sr. up the middle, 3 wide, no help. Dead even at the line. William Mann Sr. right in the middle. Harley Barletta on the bottom. Christian Wilcox up top. Now William Mann Sr. with no help in the middle line is falling back just a little bit. That inside line led by Harley Barletta now jumps out just a little bit. Now Senior has a little help in the middle. And look at this. William Mann Sr. in the 57 has managed to hold on to that position. And now Trey Whitehead goes to the middle. Senior goes up to the high side. Trey's got to run. And look at this. Garth Snyder way up top, right up by the wall. Oh, William Mann Sr. and Trey Whitehead really battling it out. Trey clears him. William dropping back in line, and here comes Garth Snyder up on the high side. Oh, William Mann comes down. He gets into Harley Barletta. Harley Barletta sent down into the infield. William Mann Sr. to the lead for the first time tonight. Off of turn 4. Now Jim Cook came from, he restarted in the lead, dropped way back into the field, has now made his way up here and is battling for the lead again with no help on that high line. Garth Snyder is right there looking like he might drop. Yeah, he's going to drop back in line and give Jim a little push here down the back straightaway. Trey Whitehead jumps up to the high side. Brock goes to the high side. Now it's William Mann Jr. Look at this. On the outside, it's Brock and Trey Whitehead. On the inside, it's William Mann Jr. and Sr. Harley Barletta now way behind after getting bumped off the track at the end of the back straightaway. William Mann Sr. now back to the high line. Gets up and connects with Jim Cook. But Brock and Trey Whitehead nose to tail. They've got William Mann Jr. down there as well. And Garth Snyder back there at the back of the inside line. And somebody we haven't even mentioned this race, Robert Wynn Sr., as they come down the back straightaway. And now they're starting to fan out. Trey is coming down to help Brock. Trey Whitehead back to the lead. Brock Whitehead now in second. Garth has worked his way up to third. Jim Cook in fourth. And some of these moves, they are getting gutsy out here. Christian Wilcox just drops down in between 9 laps to go. No patience left on the track despite the amount of racing left to do. Guys are going for everything every single lap here. Oh, look at this. Brock drops out of line. He drops down to the lead. And he now has William Mann Jr. on the back bumper. Those two had worked together in practice, testing out some stuff. This could be... No, Brock jumps back to the high side with his brother. Now back down to the bottom. Back down into turn number 1. 8 laps to go. Will we see green flag the rest of the way? The way these guys are driving, taking every run, making every move they can. Look at Jim Cook laying back a couple of car lengths, trying to build up some momentum down the back straightaway. Garth Snyder now looking straight up the middle. No help, using the side draft off the other 2 lines, trying to find something. Wilcox drops back in line behind Garth. That top 3 on the inside line, Trey Whitehead, Brock Whitehead, William Mann Jr., as they are staying connected. And it looks like Junior's thinking about jumping out, but Jim Cook's got too much momentum. He can't get up there yet. Down the back straightaway again, I'm really surprised how aggressive these guys are being, that we have not had a wreck yet. Garth actually just gave William Mann Jr. a bump into turn 3. These cars, because of the way the nose and the rear bumper is set up, it is near impossible to bump draft him as Brock Whitehead jumps to the high side trying to take the lead from his brother. Now Trey Whitehead has the run through 1 and 2. Brock Whitehead on the high side trying to slot back in. Can't do it. Not enough room. He's got Wilcox pushing him down the back straightaway. Trey gets back in line on the inside line. Brock in the middle as the 53 of Christian Wilcox jumps to the high side. 3 wide through 3 and 4. Brock Whitehead stuck in the middle. If he doesn't get some help, will probably drift backwards a little bit. Back through the tri-oval. They'll get 5 to go this time. Will they survive 5 laps is a whole nother story. Remember, a lot of these drivers have already used their fast repairs. Oh, it gets really, really dicey through there. 4 wide out of turn 2. Oh, we're getting a push, a big one on the back straightaway. Caution is out. I guess we answered the question if they're going to be able to make it to the end. There's Christian Wilcox. Let's see if we can find... And there it all starts at the front. A lot of cars are going to be coming to pit road with damage this time. William Mann Sr. currently has the lead. Garth Snyder, in second. William Mann Jr. in third. Jim Cook in fourth. Josh Cadill in fifth. Brock Whitehead in sixth. Robert Wynn in seventh. And I think Robert Wynn might have came through that one clean. I don't see any damage on his car. Trey Whitehead eighth. Ninth is William Mann Sr. Harley Barletta will get the opportunity to close back up on the field. Christian Wilcox is going to come down heavy damage to the left front of that car. Brock Whitehead, Robert Wynn, Trey Whitehead, Harley Barletta, Christian Wilcox, all coming to pit road this time. Charles Whitehead still on pit road. He had an excessive amount of repairs. Don't expect to see him back out on track. Garth Snyder, William Mann Jr., Jim Cook, Josh Cadill, and William Mann Sr. all stay out. Let's see if we can talk to our leader. Hey Garth, this is Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
You still think you're going 2 for 2 tonight?
Well, I'm in this spot a little earlier than I was planning on, but we're going to see if we can make it work.
It has been a wild one. Not sure how you've managed to avoid a couple of incidents that happened literally right in front of you.
Oh, man, it's been a madhouse. I just trying to do my best to stay out of it and try to be up here at the front.
Well, it's working so far, man. Good luck, and hopefully you'll pull off the 2 for 2 tonight.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And as you saw, we're going to back this up just a little bit. Brock Whitehead did get the cone. However, he only got it about 10 yards. And by the standards of this league, that was really not a very good push on the cone, to be honest. Let's ask him about it. Hey, Brock, this is Doug. You got me?
Yes.
Dude, you're going to have to do better about the cone. That was completely awful. I've seen you push the cone much further.
Yeah, I don't know what it did. It was sticking to my nose earlier, but I guess it didn't want to deal with me that time. So, but I tricked Trey. He thought he got a black flag because I pushed it halfway down the back stretch, and he thought he came up too early. So.
That is awesome. All right, so restarting with a green-white checkered, how do you feel your chances are? You're going to be restarting, looks like 6th.
Yeah, I'm pretty scared, but I think we'll be good. We went 4 wide, I think, is what caused that wreck, but
yeah, that had quite a bit to do with it.
Yeah, but we can do 3 wide. So I think we'll be okay. Trey and Wilcox are, I think, going to be very careful because I think Trey's leading the points by 4 points. So yeah, it's going to be a tight finish between those two. So I'd probably keep your eye on them.
All right, man. Good luck, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
All right, they stack back up side by side for the restart. Garth Snyder, William Mann Jr. on the front row. Jim Cook and Josh Cadill on the second row. William Mann Sr. and Brock Whitehead on the third row. Trey Whitehead, Robert Wynn on the fourth row. Christian Wilcox, Harley Barletta round out the top 10. We could see these guys They have multiple green-white checkers available. Hopefully they won't need them, but it has been some very aggressive racing. As long as they keep it 3 wide, we might see it go green to the end, but you just never know at Talladega. And could we see somebody who is back on that back row? Harley Barletta back in the lead pack. Could we see one of these guys on the back row come all the way to the front? As the pace car drops back onto pit road. Garth Snyder will control the restart. Pace car is in. When does Garth choose to fire? Jim Cook right there on the back bumper. Garth waiting all the way through the tri-oval, and he is down and away. Green flag in the air, 2 laps to go. Everybody getting single file for most of this. I think guys are trying to build up some momentum. No, they were only single file for a moment. Josh Cadill already going for 3 wide up top. Down the back straightaway, Cadill comes out of turn 2 and has a run. Garth Snyder has a lot of help on the bottom though. William Mann Sr. slots up behind his son in the middle lane. And now we are 3 wide all the way through the pack. Trey Whitehead and Harley Barletta sitting at the back of the pack looking for somewhere to go. Both of them stuck. And down the front straightaway we go. Down across the start-finish line. White flag in the air. There will be no more restarts. Whatever happens from here happens. Josh Cadill has the lead coming through 1 and 2. A lot of movement on the bottom line. Cadill looking low. Hops back up with Wilcox. William Mann Jr. up the middle. Garth Snyder on the bottom. And here comes Robert Wynn Sr. on the high side. That high line has the momentum down the back straightaway. Into turn 3. And William Mann Jr. really trying to get some drafting help here. Oh! Something happened. Jim Cook ends up wrecking, taking out the back half of the field. They're 4 wide coming to the line. It's Cadill on the high side. They are bumping behind him. Cadill pulls. No! Will he pull a win? He does. Josh Cadill wins. Was not in contention. Hung out at the back. The majority of the race there at the end comes down. Let's see if we can figure out what the heck happened to Jim Cook here. Oh, it looks like Brock Whitehead tried to move up and just gets into the back of Jim Cook. Jim gets shoved up, collects both of the William Manns. And a guy who led the majority of the laps ends up crashed out on the last lap. Josh Cadill wins. Hey Josh, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey man, what a finish. With 1 to go, you weren't even on the front row. You make that move off into 1.
Yeah, I knew what I had to get to the outside and just trying to hang on from there. I was a little worried about Christian trying to jump outside, so I stayed on the outside all the way around. It just happened to work out this time.
When you saw they got 4 wide behind you and you had a little bit of a help from Christian Wilcox, did you know you had it, or were you concerned there after you come through the tri-oval and he ducked low?
I don't think you're ever comfortable here unless you get all the way to the checkered. You never know what's going to happen, so I was just glad to see the checkers first.
I do believe this is your first win of the season. You weren't up front. You played it safe most of the night, and it definitely paid off here.
Yeah, definitely first win of the year. just really happy. It was a tough race, but we got to the finish.
Well, congratulations, man. That was one heck of a win.
I appreciate it. Thank you a lot.
All right, Christian Wilcox comes home in second, and I do believe this is actually going to put him in the points lead. Hey, Christian, this is Doug. You got me?
What's up, man?
Well, you come home in second. Trey comes home in 10th. And after Bristol, I do believe this might jump you back up into the points lead.
Hey, anything can happen at Talladega. I played my strategy. I got up front, and I did what I had to do. So on to Auto Club next week for the season finale.
Yeah, and it looks like a lot of torn up race cars at the end of that. You managed to keep yours clean for most of the race, but that finish was kind of wild.
I hope everyone enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm looking at the points. I have a 3-point advantage over Trey now, so oh boy.
It will definitely make for a wild race at Auto Club next week. Congratulations, buddy.
Can't wait. Thank you again. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We've seen some wild races at Talladega, but man, that finish, ARCA cars here are always some of the best racing you'll see. That was just awesome. That last 2 laps, that last green, white checkered, that was just great. Great racing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. 3 races tonight, 3 different winners. What an awesome, fun night. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, for the Jones BS Racing Legends and Mods. Don't forget to come back and watch that. Thank you guys. Have a great night.